What's up, everyone? It's time for the playoffs in New York. We're in Game 5 of the series against the Detroit Tigers. Here's the lineups for both teams. It's going to be a great matchup. We got Max Scherzer facing off against Hiroki Kuroda, who was our number one in the playoffs. We had a four-man rotation in the opening round, but I cut it down to three because I decided to take Ivan Nova out of that and put him into the bullpen. So we're tied 2-2 in the series. Here's Game 5. So you can see before the game starts out, we're setting it so that we bunt defend D Gordon, which you'll see later is going to come in useful. I don't know if I put it in. He does it multiple times though. He attempts to bunt all the time. But here we go. First two batters of the game, Scherzer strikes them both out. To get to Carlos Beltran, he's got a high pitch count to this point. Beltran jacks that to deep right field, and that's out of the park. A home run, a solo shot in the first inning to get the Yankees up to a 1-0 lead in the early going. And with our best pitcher on the mound, we're going to see if that is going to be able to hold up. Not before Teixeira also strikes out. 3 Ks in the first inning for Max Scherzer, and he's going to get Brian McCann. Actually, this you're gonna see right here a perfectly timed jump by Torrey Hunter, and he brings back a home run from McCann. You're going to see a replay even. That was a great play by Torrey Hunter, one of the best fielders even at his advanced age in Major League Baseball. Not so much in real life, but this year, but before he was. Marco Scutaro right over the head of Max Scherzer is going to line a single up the middle. That gets him on, and then a 3-2 count for Martin Prado, and he is going to walk. So that will bring us to Brett Gardner, who will have a 2-2 count with 2 outs in the second, and he's going to strike out because the timing was off on that swing. You haven't seen many highlights for Kuroda yet, but he's going to get a deep fly out here. He had been much ground balls up to this point, no Ks yet. That was the first good piece of hitting that they had gotten on him. Here, Jose Iglesias is going to take a walk, so that'll put a base runner on for the Detroit Tigers, the first of the day. And here, Nick Castellanos strikes out. First K of the game for Hiroki Kuroda. And here, he is not going to have so much luck, as that ball cannot be fielded by Ellsbury or Beltran in time, even though it's a great throw to third. The Austin Jackson's going to go home, I think. That was Austin Jackson anyway. And then here, it was Austin Jackson who got on base, and there Miguel Cabrera got on base, I believe. No, Miguel Cabrera's here. I don't know what order everything's going in. Bad fielding by Prado will lead to a second run being scored. Runners on first and second here for Matt Holliday with 2 outs. He's going to fly out to left field. Brett Gardner giving chase, and he's going to make the catch. So that's going to wrap up that inning. Later on here, we're going to have Avila. He gets really good. He gets the ball to go deep. It's almost a home run. It's not. It was foul. And then he ends up getting on base anyway with a single between the first and second baseline, or the first and second baseman. And Teixeira, of course, not playing first. You can't throw people out of first, even though he wouldn't have been out anyway. And then here, after they get the runner on, Torrey Hunter flies out. And look at this great throw to first. If he'd gotten it off a little earlier, might have gotten him out. And then also we get Jose Iglesias to fly out. So that is going to lead to nothing for the Detroit Tigers. They're going to have to settle just being up by 1 run. And Scherzer still has it going. Teixeira strikes out again. He was doing great today. A great performance by Scherzer, even though he has given up solid contact to the fence. McCann swings through that too. And here's Kendrys Morales batting from the left side of the plate. And he's actually going to reach on an error by the second baseman. Probably could have got 2, but Avila comes over before he can try and make a play. Cabrera, bad fielding on that play. It's a bad throw by D Gordon too. But Scutaro swings and misses again. Every time he gets on base, he gets 3 strikeouts in the inning. Here, Castellanos goes down swinging again. And here, remember the bunt defense from earlier? We have Prado charging ball and a couple others. He gets stuck, and it doesn't look like he's going to throw off, but he gets D. Gordon by inches at the first base. So we're going to be up now. Prado's going to be at the dish, and he's going to strike out. A lot of strikeouts today. But Brett Gardner will get a single here up the middle. D. Gordon almost had that, actually, and he probably could have thrown him out. Here's Ichiro, and Ichiro is going to get a single, too. He's playing for Jacoby. Jacoby got benched because he had like 9 strikeouts in the first 4 games. It's ridiculous. He's doing that. Lineup's doing terrible. Pitching's really carrying us. Jeter is going to get, he's going to draw an errant throw here, and every runner is going to be safe, and we do score a run off of that. So Gardner scores from third after the double steal was on, and Beltran strikes out. So we have one opportunity left to get some runs, and Teixeira's going to hit it to the left side of the field, something he rarely ever does in real life. That plates 2 runs, and it puts him on second. I don't think it would lead to anything else in this inning. I don't believe anyway. Yeah, McCann is just going to pop this one up. He would have been safe first, and another run probably would have scored if it hadn't been fielded properly, but it is. Avila's a great fielder. So we're up 4-2 here by the time that Prado again makes a stupid fielding error, and Victor Martinez gets on base. Couldn't think of who that was. And then Avila gets a deep, should have been fly out, but bad pursuit leads to a run scored by Victor Martinez. And Avila does get into third because Jacoby's noodle arm ends up taking 9 years for the ball to get to the plate. So later on, we have, I believe, Austin Jackson, who pops up. It's Torrey Hunter, actually. Torrey Hunter pops up, and that is going to end the inning so that you get a run there, drawing closer. Kendrys Morales, a hit over the head of Scherzer. So that's a single. And here's Scutero. Next batter is going to do pretty much the same thing. He gets on base with a single. Not very fast base runners, but still base runners nonetheless. No outs. 0-0 count. Prado, he grounds into a double play. But we do get a runner on third as Brett Gardner takes the dish. Empty count. He takes this one to deep right field, same spot as Beltran did earlier, and there's no doubt about that one. It is out of the park. A 2-run home run for Brett Gardner here in the clincher game of the ALDS. Coming up with a clutch hit there. Ichiro is going to strike out. The very next batter. Castellanos having a rough day at the plate. It's going to continue because he's going to line out right to Jacoby Ellsbury. Cannot get anything going. But that was going to be the end of the day for Hiroki Kuroda, who went 6 strong, gave up 3 runs, only 2 earned, I believe. But lefty Matt Thornton would come on, and he would induce D. Gordon ground out to end the inning. He actually didn't go 7 strong, he went 6 2/3. Jabba Chamberlain, former Yankee, comes on, having terrible playoffs, even though he's only pitched in 1 1/3 inning. Derek Jeter gets on there with a single. And we weren't working the count very much against Jabba because he was throwing strikes pretty much. Right down the middle of the plate. They bring in Phil Koch. My first thought, it's Phil Koch. I can get a ton of runs. He's also a former Yankee. Nope. Phil Koch pretty much shut down the offense for the rest of the game, surprisingly. We even brought in Alfonso Soriano, who kills left-handed pitching. We had 1 out and a full count. I was like, he's probably going to walk. Nope. He grounds into a double play. So Phil Koch has a shutdown inning after coming in relief. We have Francisco Cervelli come on as a defensive replacement because Brian McCann got pinch hit for. They do get a hit here, Austin Jackson, and then Miguel Cabrera is going to be at bat, and he is going to single that. It should have been an error. Teixeira did misplay that terribly. He was in the wrong position just in general. But we're going to get a double play here. I wanted to go to third, but I decided to go 2-1 instead because I didn't think Prado could have gotten him out of first. And we're going to get a pop out here to end the inning. So we don't end up giving up any runs. A very good play. And then in the 9th inning, we have David Robertson on for the save that'll send us to the ALCS. Avila strikes out, and he's thrown out at first base by McCann. 1 out. And here, a pop-up for Torrey Hunter, another out, and then here's the final out. Jose Iglesias strikes out swinging. The Yankees are going to the ALCS. You're going to see who we're facing in the next, well, actually, the end of this episode. And the next episode is going to be the clincher game for that series, only showing clincher games so we can get through the playoffs as fast as possible with this one-game format. This is how future videos are going to be formatted for the franchises. I'm going back to this format because I had high expectations for the series-long formats, but they didn't exactly work out. Enjoy the rest of the presentation for the end of the game. You can see part of the box score. I don't know if I got the whole thing, and you can see our opponent in the next round of the playoffs. It's going to be a great matchup. I love the team we got matched up with, a very offensive, a very good offensive team. Here is your player of the game, Brett Gardner, with that 2-run shot. Hope you enjoy, and you'll see you next episode.